All right, we'll start this meeting at 6 o'clock and call it to order. If y'all would stand, prayer, say a prayer.
Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight and pray that you would be here with us and lead us and guide us in the decisions that we've got to make for our district. Pray that you would protect our kids and staff, administration, on our daily trips to and from school and to and from events. Just pray that you help us to have humble hearts and contrite spirit to serve thee. Pray that you would help us remember that life of Christ that was given on Calvary's cross this week. Help us to celebrate that, knowing that his life was given for us to have a second chance. These things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Yes. Nobody? Okay. So no one on open forum. All right, we're going to do the recognition of our guests. And Mr. Pearson, would you like to go first?
I brought some of the GT kids with me and volunteer. They got through with all their GT projects for the year. They finished up. Mr. Seaberg here came out, hey, can we do something else? I go, well, sure, of course. Figure something out, let me know what it is. So he developed this whole plan that we're going to end up letting the 6th graders do, the 7th graders do, the 8th graders do, just to give everybody a little bit of fun at the school, but also just, these guys work hard. They do a great job. So Greg, want to stand up, let the board know a little bit about what they're doing. Hey, stand up too.
So, hello, I'm Drake Seaberg. I am the 6th grade GT student, and so each 6 weeks we're tasked with doing a project on a specific subject. And this 6 weeks we were doing English language, arts, and reading. And so instead of doing, say, a paper or anything, I decided to do an escape room. And so we would have 5 boys and 5 girls participate to encourage out-of-the-box thinking and for them to have fun. There will be 5 boys and 5 girls in 6th and 7th and 8th grade, and they will all be participating in it.
We have in 6th grade for the boys, Cole Anderson, Brandon Jenkins, Joey Rhodes, Ransom Forrest, Max Henderson. For the girls, Addison Stein, Sydney Spoon, Adam Wassick, Lincoln Blumenwald, Grace Marshall. For the 7th grade boys, we have Wally Steinley, Cooper Sanders, Creed Price, Garrett Hopkins, and Noah Applegate. And for the girls, we have Tatum Roberts, Jessalyn Harris, Violet Durham, Jolie Coker, Gracie Nagers. And for the 8th grade boys, Benjamin Sylvie, Bryson Warren, Carson Lesnick, Jaden Durrett, Jackson Lucero. And for the girls, 5th grades, Morgan Lucero, Scarlett Boyett, Robert Carter, and Snotty Hilton.
And so thank you for showing up. And so the theme of this escape room is going to be hospital, and I came up with this because in the future I would like to be a doctor. So what they will be doing is they'll be performing heart surgery. And to do this, they each have to be a role. So each participant will have a different role. There's 4 different roles. 1 doctor, 2 nurses, 1 technician, and 1 resident. Could you read who is who?
Cole Anderson is the doctor for 6th grade boys. Brayden Mickens is the nurse. Joey Rhodes is the technician. Grayson Forrest is the resident. Max Henderson is the other nurse. For the girls, Addison Stein is the doctor. Sydney Spoon is the nurse. Adam Walter is the nurse. Lincoln Bill is the technician. Grace Marshall is a resident. For the 7th grade boys, Wally Steinley is a nurse. Cooper Sanders, the doctor. Creed Price, a nurse. Garrett Hopkins, a resident. And Noah Applegate, a technician. For the girls, Tatum Roberts is the doctor. Jessalyn Harris is the nurse. Violet Durham, the resident. Joel Coker, the technician. And Gracie Nagers, the nurse. For the 8th grade boys, Benjamin Sylvia is the nurse, Bryson Warren's a technician, Carson Resnick is the doctor, Jaden Garrett is the resident, and Jackson Lucero is the nurse. For the 8th grade girls, Faye Graves is a nurse, Morgan Lucero is a technician, Scarlett Boyett is a resident, Bradley Carr is a doctor, and Sally Hinton is a nurse.
So the setting will be in an operating room, and the participants, they will be performing heart surgery. And so there will be hidden objects and puzzles, and they will get one hint from their fellow student in GT or students. And there will be like 3 little puzzles they have to solve, and so that's why they only get one hint. So there will be lock boxes, invisible ink, hard-to-find objects, puzzles that spell needed words, secrets inside of inanimate objects, and things hidden in plain sight. Each stage will have something different to help save the patient, which is the end goal. Tools will be provided to help save the patient. Some of these tools will be scissors, lights, and an invisible ink detector. And since the subject is English language arts and reading, the questions will be composed of grammatical errors and figurative language questions. After they complete this escape room, the GT student or students will give the participants a new heart in which they can save the patient. Each puzzle will contribute to the final answer, and we will clean up our mess when we are finished with it. Yes, so that's all we have.
Good deal. Good job. Okay, Mr. Vanpool.
I have actually 2 guests. We're going to start with Mrs. Henderson, who is our golf coach and the golf team. And the boys were the district champion in golf, and as you can see, they have a gold ball that they're very proud of. Mrs. Henderson is proud of that as well. And the girls placed second as a team over 2 windy days. So.
Good deal.
And then, I want to give a round of applause. This is great. I'll let y'all take it away.
So we would like to award Mr. Garrison with the Distinguished Administrator Award. And this award recognizes a local administrator or superintendent for their contributions and support for CTE, business education, and BPA at the local, regional, state, and national levels. This award gives us a chance to thank you for all that you have done to support us as students and as well as our organization.
Mr. Garrison was the principal when our school began our journey with BPA. He was always supportive of our endeavor and did everything he could to help it succeed. As of this year, our small 2A school now has 3 chapters. Because of the huge cost to our students, Mr. Garrison was vital in allowing the BPA program to be in charge of the football concession stands, one of the school's largest fundraisers, to help pay for the students' costs for BPA. He's always been supportive of the CTE classes as well and is always willing to pay for programs such as LearnKey, G-Metrics, and more. Because of his continued support for CTE classes, we are able to give the Certiport certification tests for MOS and IC3 on campus. Our students can use these certifications on resumes and college applications. They can also gain college credit through the ACE program once they are enrolled in a college. This is his first year as superintendent for Sanford Fitch ISD. In this position, he has continued his support for BPA in multiple ways. His actions always show that he wants the best for the students at his schools, and here are a few things that he has done this year for us. We've been asked to come to school board meetings to share what is happening in our local chapters. Our video production team asked him for an interview, and he graciously met with it, but as usual, he went a step further. He asked them to come during their lunchtime for an interview and then fed them lunch after the interview. Our regional president had a commitment to the District 1 Act play the same day as BPA's State Leadership Conference opening ceremony. His grandmother offered to pay for a plane ticket so he'd be able to attend both. But when Davian was getting approval to fly, Mr. Garrison not only said it sounded great, he also paid for the plane ticket. So as you can see, Mr. Garrison loves to see the students at his school succeed and is willing to go a step beyond to ensure that they do. He is more than deserving of the Distinguished Administrator Award.
And this is a state award that the state, oh, it's not a local award, it was awarded at state. They give one to one administrator a year, and it was awarded in front of 6,000 to 7,000 people at state.
BPA. Ms. Gray. Ms. Gray.
Miss Gray.
Come on. I think Vivian needs to go on there.
Yeah, I think they can.
All of the people.
Y'all are gonna make me cry.
First.
Ready?
Thank you, Mr. Harris. Thank you.
They actually read that at state in front of thousands of people.
All right, does anybody, Mr. Benford, anybody else? If y'all would,
Yeah, I need a picture of the
yeah, the golf team, let's come up and get a picture with y'all and
We're missing some dirt track or at work.
Get up here, coach.
I think the coach has to come.
Yeah,
I think the coach has to be there.
Come on, Handy Bandy. You can hold the ball.
No, it's all right.
No, you can hold it.
I know.
Stand in the middle.
Yeah.
Y'all take
What's that supposed to mean?
a step up.
There you go. So now we're on the left of your.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
well, we appreciate y'all coming and thank you. And y'all did a great job. We're proud of Mr. Garrison as well for winning this award. We're like to have you come back and give us some results and what happened, and maybe y'all can do some little videos and stuff too and show them to the board.
Yes, sir.
Be great. Okay, if y'all want to stay, that's great. If you don't want to stay for the rest of it, you're free to go.
We'll be back.
Yeah, I said, bring it. She didn't, the collar.
Okay, let's start with new business on the consent agenda. Just wanted to point out that we had a donation of $825 from Phillips Petroleum, which was a match to a company that made a donation, and I'd just like to recognize that. Does anybody else have any questions about the consent agenda? Okay, I need a motion to approve it.
I move to approve the consent agenda items 1 through 2.
Have a motion by Logan, do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Doug, all in favor? Opposed, none, motion carries. Okay, on the regular agenda, Mr. Garrison.
All right, we discussed, doing another survey, teacher input survey, so I put that on the agenda so we could kind of discuss what we were looking at there. We thought about putting it in the next workshop, so whatever y'all want to do is good with me, so need some input on what we want to do as far as a survey.
Y'all want to try to take those questions and see if there's any questions you want to take out of the survey or put in? And then when we do the next meeting for a workshop for Jason's evaluation, you want to do it at the same time? And we can have this prepared.
This will be a campus-wide survey, it will just be teacher.
It'll be campus-wide, yes.
Yeah, really, it'll be more of a staff input. I should have put it on there rather than just teacher.
Yeah. So y'all want to read over those, pick some questions, maybe write some in, and then when we do the next workshop, we can do two things at once. And also, when we do the next workshop, we'll be doing Jason's evaluation. So if we could all write a single question or a goal for Jason, he's going to write two. We can pick, everybody kind of write up a goal, and then we'll pick some goals from those and try to make it not too many for him. And we'll do that workshop. We'll decide that whenever we get to the president's report. So, does anybody else have any questions on any of it? So the first survey, if y'all look, which was this one, HR Services, was done by TASB with the results on the other page, and then this one was done through Survey Monkey. So, I believe that's right. Is that? Did we do another one, Stacy? You remember?
We did the one from TASB and then we did two through survey.
But I don't remember getting them. I couldn't find the results for the other one.
This is all 16. Sorry. I was going to say, this is all TASB here.
I know I have the results of one of them.
Did you bring it?
Yeah.
Up to
I think
Jason?
the other one came to the admin building and then it was sent to me. I may have them both. I'll look.
I think
know
they're
I
all
have
based
one.
off of this, though. They're all exactly the same questions, aren't they?
No, we changed the questions, at least on the third one that I did.
Mm-hmm.
We met at a workshop and we changed the questions.
Can you get that
Yeah,
to one of us, and
yeah.
we can get some
I'll
copies and we
see.
can get them out before the next meeting?
Yeah.
You can find?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have any questions about it? Yeah. Information, that's all.
Just a thought before, until we have a deal, y'all can think about whatever you want to think about. But I have issues with the delivery method, but we can discuss that, so.
Yeah,
just
we'll
keep it on your mind that that's something that I want to talk about, or we can talk about.
Okay. We'll move on. Approve educational materials and technology alignment.
This is just the yearly certification form of the educational materials and allotment. All this is saying is that we use the Teach Resource System, and then it gives the different instructional materials that we use throughout each grade. And then it just shows, the next page just shows that the district is adopted the Teach Resource System, that we purchase materials to the scope and sequence of it, of the Teach Resource System. And then the second part is that all school leaders are required to implement the district's approach. And so we do that across the board. So we just have to have this approved on an annual basis, that this is where the money was spent on.
Anybody have any questions about it? Okay, do I have a motion?
I move to approve the educational and technology alignment.
I have a motion by Chad, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Rusty. All in favor? All in favor. No opposed, motion carries. Okay. move on to campus reports.
Mrs. Searles is not here tonight. She was volunteered to work the area track meet. Her and Mrs. Carr were taught at our district meet how to use the program that they had to use, so they got volunteered to help at the area meet, so that's where she is. She did send me a report, so you can see that in there. Sure. On April 19th, we'll have our pre-K and kindergarten roundup. The parents will need to bring their driver's license, child social security card, birth certificate, shot record, and proof of residency, which needs to be within 30 days if it's a utility bill or rent or lease agreement will work also. And that'll be from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the 19th at the elementary.
Anybody have any other questions about anything that's going on at the elementary? Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, it's as done as it's going to get for now. We ran out of the mats that are go underneath the turf, and so they finished it to a certain point, and so we put the hurricane fence up. And actually, it was yesterday they used it for the first time, and boy, they were fired up. I mean, they were fired up to get out there. So basically, we have the kind of the corner where the swings are left is basically all we have left, and so. I think Mr. Hine got the tiles ordered, is that correct?
The mats.
Or the mats, I'm sorry, the
We're
mats.
going to measure and see how many we need.
Okay.
The mats came in, instead of being 4 foot by 8 foot, they're 3 foot by 7.5 feet. And so we ended up being short, because we calculated on 4 by 8. So.
You know that we can practice on that field?
Speaking of the playground, I'm gonna give you a attaboy. Heard that you were out there on your hands and knees working
Oh, it's fun.
at the elementary. So,
I think they were all, even Richard went, didn't you?
Yeah, I worked on a Sunday.
So I know that we should
Thank you,
say
guys.
a special thanks to all of them,
Yeah.
even the IT guys, who else all.
Yep, I had Felix and Zach helping them.
Yeah.
And then all the maintenance guys.
Yeah, all
So,
that.
Big
They
thank
were-
you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did a good job, stepped up.
And on that note, I guess, you and Pearson and Vanderpool, I got a report that y'all were at the Sunray track meet helping run off shot put, and y'all were the only admin that anybody saw there helping run, so appreciate you guys.
Yep, thanks. Anything else? Okay, let's go to Mr. Pearson.
As you can see, we've got a few things coming up, especially star stuff, getting ready to happen the first part of May. So doing our preparations, we're trying to get them ready as best we can. We've got our Teacher Appreciation Week from May 2nd to the 6th. Our Junior High Awards, we've got those planned down for May the 17th. 7th and 8th grade boys and girls, they worked hard in track, so they did a great job this year. Saw a lot of good progress throughout the year. Every time I went to the track meet, just seeing how well they were competing. Again, GT students ended up finishing their social studies project, which I put in their brochure for y'all to see for the 7th grade. 8th grade ended up doing the telegraph. Mr. Seaberg, since he's our only 6th grade GT, he ended up doing a project based on the Olympics and the history of it and everything that combined with it. That kid is so smart, and I told him he's going to take my job and have it anytime he wants to. So he's going to be a great asset for the schools, for this community. That dude's good. And again, they're working on their escape room, and as we're going through, and just scrolling down to the bottom, Felix, the last 2 pages, just some data we received for the math. Ms. Deathridge did the 6th and 8th grade. Biggest thing to look at, there's either the star performance or the cumulative star performance that ends up being the same thing. For the 7th grade, the last performance she gave, we had all but one student that approaches or above in math. So they are working their tails off, and with some of them 7th graders, we got 7 8th graders doing, or 7 7th graders doing 8th grade math because they're in the honors program. So they're doing really well, and even with the 6th graders, as you can see from that one, only 2 were not in approaches or above. So she's working her tail off trying to be school ready. And I know all the teachers are really working hard, we're pressing it, and just like every year, anytime the start comes around, I always get nervous just because you just don't know. I always hope, but it's always nerve-wracking for me, just hoping these kids do well, do their best. So.
Well, that's quite an improvement from the beginning, wasn't it? When we
Yes,
started
sir.
doing it.
It's a lot of improvement.
Yeah.
And I know, let's not to talk about that during Ms. Searles, but looks like, I think COVID on that part, just them being out of school, that one really affected that school over there. All of them probably.
Yeah.
That one's really hard.
Yes.
But this is good news.
Okay, anybody have any questions for Mr. Pierce? Okay, Mr. Vanderpool?
All right, Felix. We've got a couple pictures there from the district golf. Banner Price was also the district individual champion, as well as our boys were as the district champion. Wyatt was 3rd, and Caleb Silky was 4th, I believe. So they did really well. Then we've got BPA right there at West Texas A&M from the UI academic meet. Scroll down, Felix. We had a suicide prevention presentation. This is a lady I knew from Groom who came and talked to our kids, and I've got to commend our students. There was not one kid on the phone. They were all listening, and they commended our kids afterwards. And that's something for somebody that I know personally to come up and say we've got really good kids. That's big for our kids, and we need to find a way to make sure that they know that as well. We try to tell them every day, but I think it helps to hear from somebody outside the community. Girls golf team there, and then we've also got a Bible study group that meets once or twice a week, and it's nice to walk in the mornings and see them going to work on their religious activities. Scroll down, Felix. UL academics at West Texas A&M. The next 2 slides are attendance. I don't know how it worked out, but the month of March and the year attendance that I took was exactly the same. I'm not real sure how that worked out, but it did. I've got some biology DMAC results and some U.S. history DMAC results. We got some work to do on the biology, but I know Mrs. Berger's been working and they'll be ready. The at-risk, I didn't have any at-risk that were at approaches, but out of the 15 on the test, 8 of them were at approaches, 3 of them were at meets, 3 of them were at masters. So the meets and masters, the masters is definitely where we want it. The meets needs to be more. I'd like to see that more where the approaches is, but we're working on that. So, and their test is coming up. They're starting biology review right now because they've got that in 3 weeks, I think. Mrs. Armour, 36 students, and one of the things I noticed was that she had, I think it was 2 at-risk students on the meets and 2 on the masters, which is good for our growth dynamic. So that's good for us, and I'm not worried about her tests because her tests are usually harder than the actual test, so we'll be just fine in U.S. history. Upcoming activities. We've got the STAR testing on the academic side. That will be May 10th, 11th, and 12th. One Act Play public performance is tomorrow night at 7. High school prom we had this past weekend. I think that went off fairly well. area track is today. They're competing. I've heard that several have gotten out. I'm not exactly sure which names. I do know that Danner got out in long jump, so kudos to him. Regional golf is next week. Boys are at the beginning of the week, girls at the end of the week, and baseball and softball are still going. So, you know, I've seen a couple softball games, and I don't know how much longer Coach Brewer is going to last, but she's going to give birth here in the next couple of weeks, so we'll try and get that covered as well.
Okay. Anybody? Any questions? Anything they want to talk about? Okay. I'll move on to, do you have, Mr. Wiggins did send a report?
No, he's been chasing his tail doing the track and
Yep.
baseball and all that, so.
I bet so. All right. District reports. Mr. Pine.
We'll start off with the quarterly investment report. I'm going to go to the TechStar detail, Felix. The TechStar detail, the one thing I want to point out is the Fed raised the rate that they control in towards the end of February, beginning of March. And if you look at the rate there, it was 0.01, 0.01, and then suddenly jumped up to 0.1. So they raised it 25 basis points, and then what they're saying now is they're going to raise it 50 this next time. So I'm hoping it probably won't have this dramatic of an increase. You know, it probably won't go up by 2 additional cents. It probably won't go straight to 0.3, but it will go up. And so interest rates are raising, and as they keep raising that prime rate, the rates on our investment. Like if you'll look before it, we were getting like $8 or $9 a month on $1 million, and then after it, you got $97 a month on $1 million. I mean, so it's a huge change in our investment. On the summary sheet, if you saw at the bottom of it, we have $2 million in our savings account right now. I haven't put it back out in the CD because, frankly, we're getting more interest in a savings account than we would in an investment. If the rates keep going up, I don't want to lock us into the rates this low because with the rates rising like this, I want to wait until we hit a plateau, and then I'll move $1 million of that $2 million out into a CD.
Say that they're going to raise it 9 more times?
I think there's 8 more, 9 total, yeah. That's what they're saying right now. So, I mean, we can look at rates going up significantly, which it'll be good. You know, we used to, years ago, get $20,000 to $40,000 a year off of our investments. And, you know, this last year we got, you know, hundreds of dollars off of our investments. So it'll be good to see rates finally get back up somewhere reasonable for a good return on our investments. Any questions on the investment report? Okay, then I will move on to the financial report. So on the financial summary, if you'll notice towards the bottom where I report the ADA, it says 629.135 TEA adjusted. So TEA came out and finally said what they were going to do to help us with the COVID attendance issues we had at the beginning of the year. And so they've come out with whatever our percentage of attendance was in the 1920 school year in those first 4-6 weeks, they applied it to what our enrollment was in the first 4-6 weeks here, and that's what we got counted as our attendance. And it helped us significantly. 629, I ran the newest, for those of you, if you don't remember from the training that we had, the way we estimate our funding, it's so complicated that we have to use a template made by some guy named Omar Garcia. He's really the only one in the state who understands the school finance system. And I ran his template yesterday, and he released a new template yesterday that included this TEA adjustments. I ran it, and with these TEA adjustments, from what we budgeted for our revenue and what the template says, we're only down was it 170?
I think so.
170,000. Now that includes the 370 we lost for
Appraisal.
the appraisal rates, yeah. So if we were to win our challenge on that, we'll actually receive more with this TEA adjustment than we budgeted for in the year. So, I mean, this adjustment, I mean, we're talking, it got us hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it was a very welcome thing to see. So even without it, at a negative, say we don't win, negative 170 is much better than negative 370 was going to be. So I mean, we're actually looking pretty good. Attendance is big in this next semester or next 6 weeks. So we still got to try to keep our attendance up so this number doesn't drop some more, because there's no adjustment on the 5th and 6th 6 weeks. There's just on the first 4 6 weeks. But still, revenue is looking pretty good. The next thing I want to point out is on let me find the list of items. On the financial detail, if we'll scroll down towards the bottom where I list the special programs, if you'll notice, we're positive in the child nutrition. We've actually brought in more money than we've spent. It's the first time we've ever done that. The reason for that is because of the Everybody Gets to Eat Free by TDA. So we have some, and I'm estimating that we're going to have about $25,000 in revenue. Because of the rules of TDA, we can't just spend that on anything. We have some old equipment. Some of our ovens are older than I am. Our serving line at the junior high uses an open flame, a gas open flame, which is not, it's grandfathered in, but if we went by new code, it's not allowable. So I'm gonna try to replace that. So I'm gonna buy about $25,000 worth of kitchen equipment just to replace some of the old stuff with this additional money that we've gotten throughout the year. I mean, it's a perfect time, and it won't come out of our general budget that way. So it's a really good thing. Now next year they're gonna go back to only free and reduced get free meals. And reduced gets reduced. So we won't see this. I mean, we'll go back to the normal. Hopefully we won't be as, in the hole as when we were under the management company, but we'll go back to normal next year. But this has been a pretty good year because the state's paid. And not only did they pay for every kid, I believe they paid at a higher rate for every kid.
Over double.
So it's really going to help us out. It's really going to help us replace some equipment that's aging. So any questions on that? And then the only other thing I have isn't actually on the reports. It's just to let you know where we are. We had some question about where are we on the AC units for the gym. They've been ordered, but with everything in the COVID era, it just takes forever. And so when we asked Audrain, I can't remember if it was early this week or late last week, he said that their manufacturer hasn't even given him a ship date yet. We were hoping to do it over spring break, but they haven't even given him a ship date yet. So we're just still waiting on the units. So, and we are starting one other project. In our ESSER plan for spending our ESSER funds, if you remember, we were going to replace the water fountains with bottle refill stations, and TEA has finally approved that project. So we'll be starting that fairly soon, and it's all paid for by ESSER funds. So, but I don't know if we'll start it before school gets out or if we'll wait till the summer. But that project will be starting. So, any questions?
Did we ever do anything about the fence at the elementary school?
We have the material
To fix it?
to fix it. We'll do it this summer.
The picket fence?
Yes, sir.
What did we end up doing, metal on that or?
We did.
So, are you done?
Yeah.
On the playground, do we know what, we were looking at a cost of 150. Did we even come close to that?
For the small playground, we weren't looking at it. We spent less than 60 on it. The materials was 40, And then, we've probably spent another 5 on buying additional things like sandbags and stuff. So probably about 45,000 is what we spent on the small program.
Okay. So we still have the big,
We do have the big one, and when we do the workshop where we talk about future projects, that's when we'll bring to you what our plans are for that. I do have some plans drawn out. I'm drawing the exact schematics right now so I can see exactly how many of the tiles. We're not going to suggest turf on this one. We're going to suggest a rubber interlocking tile system on this one. But we're not suggesting we do it this summer. We're suggesting we wait till the next summer to do it.
do we have a cost, approximation cost on it yet?
About 108,000 is where I'm currently at, but I think I'm gonna need more tiles once I finish so probably it'll go up to about 115 is where I'm currently at. So, and we'll do that workshop. I mean, we can do it as, you guys have a plan for the workshop this month, but we can do it as early as May if you don't have an idea for a workshop then.
Okay.
So, and we'll go through all of the outstanding maintenance projects that we have in that workshop. Any other questions?
Can I get those plans when you're done with them?
Yep, as soon as I get them done, I'll shoot them to you, and I have a list of everything that I wanted to buy, and we kind of talked about it the other day, and how much each individual piece would cost. So,
And add 10%? No.
probably.
Seriously, I mean,
Yeah,
because
probably.
by the time you order it, it's probably gonna be more.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Garrison.
All right, I didn't put the total refined ADA because of Mr. Hines' report in there and how it got adjusted, so we did lose a few kids from from February to March, but our holding steady, our attendance is holding steady, kind of goes up and down, but we're holding pretty steady there, and I know the administrators are working hard to get kids in the school, and so it's just been a busy time. I had PSLA and Region 16 yesterday. They had a speaker talk about burnout, and he was a really good speaker. And then we had our Superintendent's Roundtable. It's the last one of those for the year, and I learned a lot from all the superintendents that attended that, so it was very worthwhile. And as you can see on the April calendar, it's packed full of things going on, and May will be packed full as well. So lots of regional academics and track and those types of things, and we're just staying really busy. And I'm proud of how our kids are competing, from what we're doing, and in the elementary all the way through the high school, and they're representing us well, and all their sponsors and coaches, they're doing a good job, and our kiddos are going out and competing well, so I'm proud of what's going on right now. And this BPA deal, I had no idea this was coming, and I appreciate them. They work hard. They put in a lot of extra time, and that's a pretty neat deal there. So
The kids we're losing, is that like local transfers, do you know, or are they moving out, or?
I'm not, it was, where we lost them was the elementary, it looks like. And so I'm not sure who it was or what happened there, so.
We hadn't had a big influx of transfers in.
No, but we've had some phone calls about people inquiring about next year. So I'm confident we will get some, so. Yes, sir. Mhm. Well,
There's some kids that aren't going.
it's
Yeah, well, I know.
on a case-by-case basis, we'll put it that way, so. But
I've had a few people
Had
hit
you-
you up.
Just so I'm clear, and how that, so that the transfer process goes through each campus,
yes,
it's per the principal, not per you.
right. Now, well, what they did is they turn in their paperwork, and then, they do all the review of records and that type of thing, and then they'll let Tanya know whether or not we want to take them. I look over the records, and then we discuss with the admin, and then we let them know out of our office.
Okay. So you go over them as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Irregardless.
Mhm. busy, busy, busy. Oh, no, I do have. The employee appreciation meal on May 20th. What are we, do we want to do it like we've done? I know last year it was the Young Bloods.
Yes.
Yeah.
They did that. They had pot roast or something like that, or I didn't know if we wanted to do that again or what y'all wanted to do for that appreciation
Or they
thing.
want. It's their meal.
Youngbloods has been pretty good.
Mhm.
I like it, but just didn't know if everybody else did or not.
They typically ask for it.
Well, I know last year we had, several comments on how good it was. I mean, in the past, there's kind of been iffy, on some of the stuff we've done, but I've had several of the ones that hadn't liked it said they really liked it, so, I mean, we can check that out.
Doesn't matter to me.
And, I'm not sure, what time do we want to,
We usually do it at
11:30, noon, or
We usually do it straight up noon.
noon?
Then they come in and then everybody, kind of starts coming in about 11:30 or
Okay,
The 21st, you said?
20.
the 20th.
Youngbloods?
So noon.
You gotta go back to the Youngbloods?
I think so, I mean, unless we can't get them, and then we'll have to.
And so last year, I had them ready to eat at 11:30. Is that how I'm understanding that?
Yeah. You want to do that? You want to eat it? What do you mean?
You can still say we eat at 12, but if, like the one year when we said 12 and they showed up like at 12:30.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we want to eat it.
Yeah, that's what I told them last year, that we wanted to eat at 11:30, and that went pretty smooth.
You want to do 11:30? That works.
You talking about Youngblood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Getting them here.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
chose Youngbloods 11:30,
Okay.
but we.
Oh, I got
we
you.
do.
Yeah, but.
We
But
got
you
it.
Employees
like
will be
that
there
your
at noon.
family, we do.
Okay.
I got you. Okay. All right, so let's set the next meeting. For, yes. So we'll do the workshop first. What day is good for y'all? We'll try to do it like Tuesday or Thursday. Ooh, getting oohs
Baseball,
over here.
baseball. That's the problem.
So,
So what nights do y'all have open?
talking April?
Wednesday,
27th?
the 27th? Y'all want to do it at 6 or 5:30? 5. No, 5. 6. 6. Okay. So that'll be a workshop for, it'll be workshop for an evaluation and employee survey.
And his
Yeah, for about the evaluation. Superintendent evaluation. Okay. And then in May, y'all still have baseball, right?
Oh, yeah.
all of
So, the 4th or the 11th? Which one's best for y'all?
I won't be here for it. I'll be in Houston.
So we'll do the 11th.
6.
6 o'clock. Okay. Everybody got it? All right. All right, we're going to go into executive session to discuss personnel or hear complaints against certain personnel, public officer, Texas Governmental Code 551.071 at, call us in at 7 o'clock.
It was hot in there and I'm like,
Okay, it was 75 in here earlier. YouTube is back on,
it's okay.
just so you know.
FYI, did everybody find their tickets?
Okay, yep, YouTube is back.
Waiting on Doug.
Yeah, I didn't think about it. Is that gonna be a problem? No, yeah, what, I mean, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, yeah. I mean, okay, we want to change. Okay, I'll go with this.
I'll mark it all down. Go ahead and mark it all down. Not good?
Okay, all right,
Let
man.
me call us out of executive. Ms. Ryan, will you call us out of executive session at 7:48? All right.
Okay, I recommend to approve Danny Dale for a 2022-2023 term contract for certified registered nurse, subject to salary and assignment.
All right, I have a recommendation by Jason. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve Danny Deal for 2022-2023 term contract for certified registered nurse, subject to salary and assignment.
Okay, I have a motion by Logan. Do I have a second? Second. Second by Mike. All in favor? Opposed? None. Motion carries.
All right, I recommend to approve Amy Lyles and Deidre Wiggins for a 2022-2023 term contract for certified counselor, subject to salary and assignment.
Okay, I have a recommendation by Jason. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve Amy Lyles and Deidre Wiggins for the 2022-2023 term contract for certified counselor, subject to salary and assignment.
Okay, I have a motion by Doug. Do I have a second? Second. Second by Logan. All in favor? Motion carries. All right.
All right, I recommend to approve Melinda Broadus for a 2022-2023 dual assignment term contract for certified teacher and counselor, subject to salary and assignment.
Recommendation by Jason. I have a motion.
I make the motion to approve Melinda Broadus for the 2022-2023 dual assignment term contract for certified teacher, counselor, subject to salary and assignment.
Okay, I have a motion by Chad. Do I have a second? Second. Second by Rusty. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
I recommend to approve Kathleen Adams, Shelby Allen, Candace Brassfield.
As presented. You can say as presented.
As presented, I don't have to name them. Okay. I make the motion to approve as presented, the teachers for a 2023 term contract for certified teacher, subject to salary and assignment.
Okay, I have a recommendation by Jason. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve this as presented for a 2022-23 term contract for certified classroom teachers, subject to salary and assignment.
Okay, I have a motion by Stacy. Do I have a second?
I think we gotta read them on the motion.
Do you have to?
You can do like Jason did, but for the motion asked.
Okay, so you want to read them?
Okay. I make the motion to approve Kathleen Adams, Shelby Allen, Candace Brassfield, Grace Brewer, Tarja Brown, Jennifer Berger, Reba Burke, Shelley Cannon, Kayla Deathridge, Monica Fry, Brenda Gray, Cassandra Greppo, Selden Hale, Ashley Hanson, Autumn Harston, Shahina Henderson, Kim Hodges, Christy Howard, Amy Claus, Robin Line, Stacy Lovejoy, Erin Marshall, Gina McCown, Deanne Meek, Lisa Mesnick, Brooke Moffitt, Gina Moose, Teresa Phillips, Lindy Price, Lindsay Raff, Lucretia Rankin, Whitney Reeves, Kathy Sanders, Melissa Schick, Pam Walker, and Rachel Yarbrough for a 2022-23
term contract for a certified classroom teacher, subject to salary and assignment.
Okay, I have a motion by Stacy, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Doug, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
All right, I recommend and approve Shannon Robinson for a 2022-2023 term contract for certified classroom teacher, subject to salary and assignment.
Okay, I have a recommendation by Jason, do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve Shane Robinson for a 2022-2023 term contract for certified classroom teacher, subject to salary and assignment.
I have a motion by Stacy, a second.
Second.
Second by Rusty. All in favor? Opposed? Mike abstains.
All right, I recommend to approve teacher coach as presented for the 2022-2023 dual assignment term contract for certified classroom teacher / coach, subject to salary and assignment.
Okay, I have a recommendation by Jason, do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve Garrett Brewer, Johnny Cordell, Troy Fry, Jason Hale, Aaron Lewis, Jordan Merker, Jason Osteen, and Tim Sherwin for a 2022-2023 dual assignment term contract for certified classroom teacher, coach, subject to salary and assignment.
Okay, I have a motion by Doug, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mike. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
I recommend to approve Anthony Lucas and Jamie Lynn Cook for a 2022-2023 dual assignment term contract for certified classroom teacher / band director, subject to salary and assignment.
Okay, I have a recommendation by Jason, do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve Anthony Lucas and Jamie Lynn Cook for a 2022-2023 dual assignment term contract for certified classroom teacher, band director, subject to salary and assignment.
Okay, motion by Logan, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Stacy. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
I recommend to approve as presented for a 2022-2023 probationary contract for certified teacher or classroom teacher, subject to salary and assignment.
Okay, I have a recommendation by Jason, do I have a motion?
I make the motion to approve Misty Barrett, Caitlin Dawson, Erica Munden, Arista Penrod, Caitlin Rice, Mindy Kendall, and Brooke Vanderpool for a 2022-2023 probationary contract for certified classroom teachers, subject to salary and assignment.
Okay, I have a motion by Rusty, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Chad, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, are there anything else anybody would like to say? All right, Mr. Hine, will you call us to adjourn at 7:55? Make a motion to adjourn at 7:55. Do I have a second? Second by Stacy. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
No, you're right. Yeah.
You want me to sign the transfer?
Oh, yes, we are.
And then, do I need to put all who motion, any motion, second, and all
Yeah.
that? Okay, I got all of it now.
Yeah, it needs to be on the water.